Ray and Joan Kroc, who were really the brains behind the McDonald's operation. Many years ago, they bought McDonald's and then turned it into the franchise that we know now. They made their millions, they made their billions of dollars, and were very generous. When Mr. Kroc died, particularly Mrs. Kroc, became a great philanthropist and a benefactor to a lot of wonderful charitable organizations. She kind of found the Salvation Army and found a home there in San Diego. She just appreciated what the Army was doing, and a few years before she passed away, she created what she called the Ray and Joan Kroc Community Center in San Diego. It was a holistic community center, just like this one is, with a church and all different kinds of activities that were available that suited the needs of that community. I think what we didn't know at the time was that she was using that as kind of a template or a prototype for what she would do later on, because when she passed away then a few years later, she left a donation to the Salvation Army in excess of $1.5 billion with a B, in order that those Kroc Centers might be replicated in 25-30 communities around the country. And so the Army took this incredible donation from Mrs. Kroc and started to consider where these Kroc Centers could land. And foremost, we provide a spiritual home and a church for those that are looking for that. We provide social services to the community along the lines of our food pantry, emergency assistance with housing, utility assistance, those kinds of things, a broad range of social services. In addition, there was a focus on music and the arts within the donation that made the Kroc Center possible. So we have an art coordinator who organizes art classes for all ages. We have a music coordinator who coordinates our band, our groups, our musical groups that are at the Kroc Center, plus music lessons of various kinds, piano lessons, drum lessons, drama lessons, dance classes, those kinds of things. And then our rec department, which also provides all kinds of service and opportunity for recreation. There, our Kroc Soccer League every winter for children. And then it's open to leagues, touch football leagues, flag football leagues, those kinds of things, in addition to the gymnasium and roller skating, which we offer in the gym on Friday nights for teens, Saturday nights for families. So it really goes across the board for a lot of different opportunities for the community. We want to be a holistic community service kind of a place where no matter what your need is, you'll be accepted at the Salvation Army. We want to speak to you about what your need is and help you find really where the deep needs are. You know, there's a story in the Bible about a guy who was brought to Jesus by his friends, and he couldn't walk. And his friends thought that his biggest need was the fact that he needed to be healed so that he could walk. But in reality, the first thing Jesus said to him was, "Your sins are forgiven." He had never even addressed the physical thing until he was questioned on it, and then he said, "Well, I can do that too." And the guy stood up from his mat and he walked away praising God. That's a story of somebody seeing a need and then an even deeper need that the man maybe didn't even realize he had. And that's the kind of work that the Salvation Army wants to try to do in a community. And so that's who we are, unapologetically. And hopefully that compassion and that love is something that benefits the community and that people appreciate about us being a part of the community.